So today is Wednesday, uh, September 18th, 2024. I am trying to read an English article on a daily basis, and I picked this article. This one is from williamrussell.com. And since my daughter is moving to UK to attend a university, I would like to know or understand how to open an account, a bank account in UK, and also in case I need to stash away my money from my government taxation, I need to understand how to go about it. The subject is how to open a UK bank account for non-UK residents. This article was written by Ross Irvin, finance director. A 19-minute read. I think it will be more than 30-minute read for me since I am not English speaker. I am Korean and I work for Korea Telecom, number one carrier in Korea. And I always interested in English. I like it and I want to be perfect in my English. And also I have to retire in 4 years' time. Which means I have to look for another job in 4 years, right? And any job in the English spoken country is okay. UK, the USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and maybe Europe is also okay. Ireland, I'm not sure about that because I've never been there. South Africa, I heard a lot of crimes there. It's terrible to walk alone on the streets in South Africa, Johannesburg, Pretoria. So basically in Europe, right? Whether there's, I want a cooler temperature. So Northern Europe, like Norway, Netherlands, Sweden, are okay too. So I need to practice English. So that's why I am here now for you and me. So let's start. Whether you've just arrived in the UK or you are planning to move soon, it's important to think about opening your own British bank account. Not only will having a local bank account help you to avoid the transaction fees and currency exchange fees on your everyday purchases, it's also essential if you intend to work for a British company or conduct business in the UK. You may also need a bank account for many other things, such as if you intend to purchase or rent property, purchase items using credit, pay your bills, and take out a loan. It's a good idea to open a UK bank account even if you are only living in the UK temporarily, at least for longer than 1 year. However, you must remember the process of opening a bank account can take several weeks. So it's a good idea to start your application as soon as possible, especially if you intend to start work right away. Please be aware that William Russell is not a financial advisor, and nothing in this article should be interpreted as a financial advice. If you need professional help, you should speak to a qualified financial advisor. In this article, let's find out what is in this article. 1. Do you have to open a bank account as a non-citizen in the UK? Is it difficult to open a bank account in the UK? How can you open a bank account without proof of address? Traditional versus digital banking. What is the easiest UK bank account to open? Frequently asked questions. Do you have to open a bank account as a non-citizen in the UK? There is no legal obligation to open a bank account when you move to the UK. Some expats choose not to open a UK bank account at all and continue banking in their home country. However, you will find that having a UK bank account makes your life much easier as an expat. Here are some of the things you may need a UK bank account for. 1. You may need to pay transaction fees and exchange rate fees every time you take money out of a bank, an ATM, or when you pay for something with your foreign credit or debit card. 2. Most UK employers will ask you to have a UK bank account in order to pay your wages. 3. You may need to show proof of a UK bank account when taking out a mortgage, tenancy agreement, or when starting a business. Tenancy agreement, right? 전세, 월세, right? Tenancy agreement. Yeah, I'd like to memorize that word, tenancy agreement. 4. You will need a UK bank account to take out many types of finance agreements, including a mobile phone contract, internet contract, a car purchase lease, or personal and business loans. Car purchase lease, right? Car purchase lease, internet contract, mobile phone contract. Really? It's same with in Korea, right? You need to have either bank account, Korean bank account, or Korean credit card account to open a mobile bank phone account. 5. Your utility suppliers may ask for your bill payments to come from a UK bank account. If you don't want to open an account at a normal bank, there are several alternatives available, including building societies, credit unions, national savings and investment accounts, formerly post office savings account, national savings and investment accounts. Types of UK bank accounts: current account, credit account, basic banking account, savings accounts. Current account, referred to as a checking account in the US. This is your day-to-day account. It is the one your main salary will be paid into and from which you do your day-to-day spending. Current accounts offer debit cards and, depending on your circumstances, will permit you to go overdrawn up to a set limit. Yeah, I have my current account allows me to overdraw up to a set amount, up to a set limit. Overdraw up to set limit. Some of these accounts charge a fee for which you get benefits in return, like a cashback on your spending and or interest on your balance when you are in credit or roadside car insurance. Roadside car insurance, right? Roadside car insurance. Current account, checking account, credit account, better known as a credit card. This is where you receive a card that allows you to spend credit loaned by your bank or credit provider. You will pay interest on the money you borrow and will be expected to repay this credit month by month. If you pay month by month, if you pay back your credit on time, you can build up a good credit rating, which is important if you intend to apply for other forms of credit such as UK mortgage credit account. In Korea, we don't have a credit account. You just what we call connect your credit card with credit card account with your current account, and the credit card company gets the money from current account, and we don't pay interest on the credit card loan. It's all included in the prices. The business owners pay for the loans. Basic banking accounts. These are a type of current account mainly aimed at people with low income or with a poor credit rating. As the name suggests, they only offer the basics, right? They only offer the basics, basic bank account. You won't get an overdraft, for example. You cannot overdraw to up to a set limit. You cannot overdraw up to set limit. You cannot overdraft. You can get an overdraft. You cannot get an overdraft. Let's remember the expression, man. You won't get an overdraft, for example. You won't get an overdraft, for example. You won't get an overdraft, for example. Savings accounts. These come in different types, including regular savings accounts, where current account customers get a preferential rate, and ISAs, where interest earned is protected from tax. Savings accounts. These come in different types, including regular savings accounts, where current account customers get a preferential rate, and ISAs, where interest earned is protected from tax. ISA. Interest earned is protected from tax, where interest earned is protected from tax. Several high street banks also provide international student bank accounts. These can offer incentives such as cashback and gift cards, and international students may be able to apply for a small overdraft. Some banks offer expat accounts, especially designed for those living and working outside their home country. These usually have minimum income or deposit requirements. Expat accounts, international student bank accounts. More people in Britain are opting for private healthcare. How much is private healthcare in the UK? So savings accounts, basic banking accounts, credit account, current account. Overdraft. You cannot get an overdraft. You can overdraw up to a set limit. Interest earned is protected from tax. Interest earned from interest earned is protected from tax. Suddenly, it's becoming dark outside. It was excruciatingly hot, humid outside today, unlike the ordinary September day. Suddenly, we have some drizzle, mamawi in Chinese. Now it's subsided and overcast, so that blocks the sunshine, and we have now the temperatures outside is miserably 30 degrees still, but bearable. It was 34, 35 around 12 to 2 p.m. today, so it was miserably difficult to bear the hot temperatures. So several high street banks, also good expression. High street banks, international student bank accounts, expat accounts, some deposit requirements, minimum income deposit requirements, also good expressions, man. That's good expression. Building societies, credit unions, post office, utility suppliers, take out many types of financial agreements, tenancy agreements, right? Proof of UK bank account, pay your wages. That's just about it. But there are more articles. Is it difficult to open a bank account in the UK? Yeah. Fortunately, it's becoming, it said it takes 2 weeks. In Korea, it takes only 10 minutes. Fortunately, it's becoming easier to open a bank account in the UK as a foreign citizen. Fortunately, it's becoming easier to open a bank in open a bank? No, open a bank account, right? This account is missing. It's becoming easier to open a bank account in the UK as a foreign citizen. However, the process can still take several weeks and will require some preparation. It's a good idea to start preparing to open your UK bank account before you move to the UK by gathering up the necessary paperwork. Some banks may even allow you to open an account before you arrive in the UK. What do I need to open a UK bank account? The type of documentation you will need in order to open a bank account will vary depending on the bank you choose. However, generally speaking, you should make sure you prepare as many of the following documents as possible, right? 자, 위에 따면 되는 것 같다, 왜 그러지? However, passport, driving license, national identity card for UK EU citizens, UK biometric residence permit if you have one, residence permit issued by UK visas and immigration for EU citizens, national insurance number card if you have one, employment contract, proof of address in the UK. Proof of address in the UK, right? That's good expression. Proof of address in the UK. Employment contract, national insurance number card, residence permit, UK biometric residence permit, national identity card, driving license, passport. The last item may be the hardest thing to acquire, especially if you have just moved to the UK, but it is often the most essential document. This is because you cannot open a UK bank account without proof of a permanent address. It's the same with Korea, but you can move, right? Then you can move freely, and we don't care whether you are inside Korea or outside. Why do I need to submit proof of address when opening a UK bank account? According to the Money Laundering Regulations 2017, banks and financial institutions are required to ask for appropriate identity evidence when processing certain financial transactions. By checking your ID name against a proof of address, this minimizes the chance that the account is opened under a false identity. That's good expression, man. This minimizes the chance that the account is opened under a false identity. Against a proof of address. By checking your ID name against a proof of address, this minimizes the chance that the bank account is opened under a false name, under a false identity. Therefore, UK banks ask customers to prove that they live in the UK before they open a bank account. Each bank accepts different forms of paperwork, but some of the forms identify you may be asked to show include a utility bill dated within 3 months, local authority council tax bill for the current council tax year, UK driving license showing a UK address, bank, building society or credit union statement, mortgage statement, council or housing association rent card or tenancy agreement for the current year, solicitor's letter dated within the last 3 months confirming a property purchase or the land registry confirmation of address. Land registry confirmation of address. Solicitor's letter dated within the last 3 months. 부동산, right? Solicitor's letter. Let's remember the word. Solicitor's letter. No solicitation, right? No solicitors. HMRC self-assessment letters dated within the last 3 months. Electoral register entry. NHS medical card. It's important to know about your embassy when living abroad. What is an embassy and what does it for expats? How can I obtain proof of address if I've just moved to the UK? Proving your UK address can be difficult if you have only just arrived in the country. This is where many expats experience difficulties. In the past, new residents needed to wait several weeks or even months to receive their first bank statement, utility bill, or other official statement of address before opening their UK bank account. Thankfully, there are a couple of options now available to help speed up the process. 1. Open an account with an app-based bank. A number of challenger banks operate within the UK. These are predominantly app-based digital banks that do things very differently to traditional banks. I think, from traditional banks. Instead of to, from is more appropriate. Are you sure you are a UK British guy? Your English is wrong. One big difference is that some of them do not require proof of a UK address when opening an account, although you still need to submit proof of identity, such as a passport or a driving license. According to a recent study by Finder.com, 14 billion Brits have already opened accounts in digital banks, and 18% of Brits plan to switch to online-only bank by 2017. Online-only bank, digital bank, online-only bank. Convenience, better terms of service, and the ability to track spending in real time are the 3 main reasons British users enjoy using challenger banks. Challenger banks, right? Digital banks, online-only banks, challenger banks. According to Finder, the following challenger banks do not require proof of address when opening a UK account: Monzo, Monese, Cash Plus Bank, Suits Me, Card One Money, Think Money. Each service has different rules, so read the details section for each provider to make sure you find the best service for your needs. The Challenger Bank RevolNet is another option, although you may need to get in touch with your customer support team to open an account without an address in the UK. Note that even though you don't have to submit proof of address, you will still need to supply a UK address, as this is where your debit card will be delivered. 2. Switch the address of your current bank account before moving to the UK. Another option that some expats have reported to be successful involves switching the address of your primary home bank account before relocating to the UK. This will depend on your current bank allowing you to register at a foreign address, and will also require you to have arranged accommodation in the UK before moving. However, if this is an option for you, it should be simple to do. Many banks allow you to change your address online or through an app. By changing your address early, you can then request a bank statement to be sent to your new UK address. When you arrive in the UK, you should receive a letter headed statement from your existing bank with a new address printed on it, thus confirming your proof of address in the UK. Receive a letter headed statement from your bank letter-headed statement, right? Letter-headed statement. There gotta be a hyphen between a letter and headed, right? Receive a letter-headed statement. 3. Open an account with a global bank. One more option that some expats have found to be successful is to open an account in their home country with a bank that also has branches in the UK. This may allow you to transfer your account from your home country to the UK with greater ease than you would find with opening a new account. While you may still need to submit proof of address to your global bank after moving to the UK, you may find that global bank is able to provide the UK account details during the interim. This will be subject to the bank's terms and conditions, so make sure you speak to the bank ahead of time to understand your options. Some international banks that offer their services both in the UK and abroad include HSBC, 이 나오잖아. Santander Barclays, Lloyds Banking Group, Deutsche, Capital One, JP Morgan Chase, BNP Paribas, Citigroup 하면 된다. Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley. Should I choose a traditional or digital bank? If you are looking to open a bank account in the UK as an expat, the type of bank you decide to go for will depend on your own personal circumstances and your financial needs. Traditional versus digital banking. You will find two main types of bank available to you. These are traditional banks and digital banks or challenger banks. Traditional banks, also known as high street banks, these are established banks with physical locations, branches on most UK high streets. Some of these banks, such as HSBC, are global, meaning you may be able to transfer your account in another country to the UK with ease. Traditional banks may include alternative forms of banks, such as building societies or cooperatives. Digital banks, also known as challenger banks, these are relatively new, open app-based banks such as Monzo and Revolut that offer many of the same services as a traditional bank, with the services provided almost entirely online or through an app. Digital banks do not have physical locations, and you will need a smartphone in order to access services. There are various factors you might want to take into consideration when choosing which type of bank to go for, such as flexibility, international scope, range of products and services. Flexibility. As an expat, you are looking for ease of access and 24/7 banking. Digital and mobile accounts are well worth considering. This is to be expected of all digital banks, but many traditional banks also provide apps to allow for round-the-clock banking. International scope. You may wish to use your UK credit or debit overseas. Traditional banks often offer incentives for travelers, such as discounts on airline tickets while digital banks often provide free currency exchange, making it easier to spend money abroad. Range of products and services. Traditional banks tend to offer a greater range of financial products from credit and debit accounts to personal loans, mortgages, overdrafts, and savings and investment accounts, overdrafts. Digital banks, meanwhile, may offer a smaller range of services. Some digital banks offer nothing but a standard debit account, overdrafts, minus card, overdrafts. 우리가 마이너스 통장을 갖다가 영어로 overdraft라고 해요. overdraft. What is the easiest digital bank account to open for non-British citizens? If you like to open an account with a digital bank, you will find a number of options available for you. We've listed some of the options, including the types of features you can expect and how easy you will find opening a new account. Bank, Moneso, Monzo, Revolut, Wise, Cash Plus, Starling, Atom. Moneso, email address, phone number, and ID document. Monzo, valid ID, but you will need a UK address to receive your debit card. Revolut, valid ID. Okay. Please note, we are not promoting any of these accounts. Always do your own research. We are not promoting any of these accounts. Always do your own research before committing to any financial product or service. Subject to change, please check company website for full information.
아니 그게 또 비한 거지.
여진이랑 같이 나랑 먹던 쟤라 이거 양이 적다.
왜 그래?
Depending on your salary, it might be worth looking at expat accounts offered by traditional banks. 오, 이거 정말 맛있더라. Some of the best options include HSBC Expat Premier Account, Sterling USD and Euro multi-currency accounts, and exclusive foreign exchange rates. You will need a salary of £100,000 or to deposit £50,000 in an HSBC bank account. HSBC currency account, an easy to manage currency holding account with no monthly account fee. You can choose from 14 major currencies and open a separate account for each one to store, send, and receive money. Lois International Account, a choice of sterling, USD, or euro accounts with free international money transfers. You will need an annual income of £50,000. I think sterling is another name for UK pound, right? Barclays International Account offers services in 70 countries and 60 currencies. However, you will need to deposit at least £100,000 or currency equivalent across your accounts with Barclays. With Barclays. NatWest International Select Account, you will need a minimum salary of £40,000. Allows you to manage your money on the mobile app. Sending money abroad from the UK. While living in the UK, you may wish to send money to your friends and family back home or across the world. Thankfully, you will find a number of services across the UK that specializes in helping expats to do just this, with competitive exchange rates and easy transfer. There are a lot of options, so it's important to shop around for the best rates. You may also wish to check whether your bank will allow you to make international transfers, as they may also offer a favorable rate. When shopping around for options, be sure to check out PaySend. Allows you to transfer money online to over 90 countries. Wise, formerly TransferWise, offers rates based on the real exchange rate and allows you to receive money in the UK for free. Western Union is a huge global network that gives you the option to send cash to a bank account. Western Union agent overseas or in some locations direct to mobile number. Frequently asked questions. Frequently asked questions about how to open a UK bank account for non-UK residents. Can you have a UK bank account if you don't live in the UK? No. Can a tourist open a bank account in the UK? No. You need a permanent UK address to open a bank account in the UK. You won't be able to open a bank account with an Airbnb address, as this will be registered to someone else. Yeah, yes. If you've set up a bank account in the UK, you don't have to close it when you move overseas. This might be a smart move, especially if you are not moving away from the UK permanently. How long do I need to be living in the UK in order to open a bank account? Typically, you will need to be able to demonstrate that you intend to stay in the UK for longer than 1 year in order to be approved for a bank account. These can be demonstrated through your visa, a tenancy agreement, or a permanent contract of employment. International students may therefore not always be eligible to open a UK bank account. Can a foreign open a bank account in the UK? Yes, if you don't need to be a citizen of the UK to open a bank account. However, you will need to be a permanent resident of the UK with a permanent address. You will need to show your passport when opening a UK bank account, and you may need to provide proof of your residency through a visa. Is it possible to have a Euro bank account in the UK? Some UK banks offer bank accounts in Euro. However, you may need to pay a fee for these types of accounts. Wherever you go with a total peace of mind. Yeah. At William Russell, we have over 30 years of experience helping expatriates move abroad and settle into their new lives overseas by providing world-class international health insurance. We produce lots of expert material to help you and your family adapt to life abroad. Expert material. Making the move to another country can be challenging, but no matter where you go, you can take one thing off your mind. William Russell offers global health insurance that can cover you for anything from minor injuries to long hospital stays, and we even provide emergency medical evacuations to patients who require treatment in another countries where it's not available locally. Speak to us today to find out more about how our international health insurance could support you. This article is a part of our series of guides to expat life. It's just for general information, and we don't provide professional advice on banking for expats. We are an expat insurance provider. If you want to know more, please seek independent advice. Well, this is a good article. You cannot open a bank account in the UK unless you have a permanent proof of a permanent residence. It's a proof of address, current account, credit account, savings account, international student bank account, open a bank account, challenger banks, traditional banks. So this article was very good. Before I close this article, I would like to go over the expressions that I determined to memorize. Tenancy agreements, bank account, current account, expert material, challenger banks, high street banks with branches, high street banks, online only banks, digital banks. Well, that's it. This article was good. There's no esoteric words, expressions, except that I think there was some typo from traditional banks, not to traditional banks. Other than that, I think this article is perfect. Thanks for listening and have a wonderful life in the UK.